Yeah, hi there. These comments are for N. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I just read your essay. So I think overall you have a very developed essay, no doubt. So you had a lot of examples in there. The one thing that I think stands out is how you use the diesel. You use diesel as an example to help illustrate the points in your thesis, and you discuss diesel in several different paragraphs. I think that was a good strategy. So that helped give your essay what I call progression of ideas and also depth. Now my problem, some possible problems here, is in the beginning the thesis, you need to be a little more concise and how you structure it. So in the beginning you have these heroes and athletes are good examples of the people who became most familiar, people all over the world. And let me see if I can do something here for just a minute. I'm going to try to print this or put this in another document here. Hold on for just a minute. Let me open up, let me say WordPad, see if this works. Okay, so I'm going to put it here so we can take a look at it together here, a little more detail. Okay, let's make it, let's take it up to like 20-point font here. Okay, so in the beginning you have a lot going on in this first paragraph. Then we get down to the bottom where it says success of these people becomes possible because of their sincerity and honesty with their dreams and complete efforts, which they were devoted. You want to see which they were devoted to over a longer period of time to achieve those goals, right? So, and then we have actually their strong-willed determination and efforts. So the problem is it's hard to exactly see what all the thesis is because it's over so many, it's over these two different sentences, but there's so many different ideas in there. But first of all, it looks like you have people who are committed, right? Committed goes back to will, determination. And then the next idea, you have they worked hard, right? So as far as I can tell, this goes back to efforts. And then the next idea, we have but with worked hard. So we have the work hard idea. This is the one that kind of throws me off. You have racism and ethnicity are one of the big problems prevailing in the European and American states. This doesn't really do much. I'm not sure how this connects back to your thesis. It's this particular paragraph here that I think doesn't fit very well with the rest of your essay, right? So based on that, I think you have some organizational issues. And even with your thesis statements, I mean your topic sentences, if you go back to the question here, the question is, should athletes and entertainers, do they deserve the high salaries that they get? So if you want to connect this back, it says success is made only for those people who are committed to their dreams. If you want to connect this more directly back to the purpose of the writing, you'll say this. Athletes should be paid a lot of money and then say something like this. If you said this, athletes and entertainers should be paid a lot of money because they're committed, maybe here, to their dreams, to me that connects your topic sentence more directly back to the purpose of the writing task. Now, if you go to the next paragraph, you'll say, another reason these celebrities deserve the high salaries they get is due to their working hard over a long period of time. So if you did this, your purpose is a little bit more clear as to what you're trying to do and how it goes back to the writing task. You see what I'm saying? So another reason these celebrities deserve the high salaries they get is due to their working hard over a long period of time, to me. And then when you look back at what you've done here, athletes and entertainers should be paid a lot of money because they're committed to their dreams. Another reason these celebrities deserve the high salaries they get is due to their working hard. So now there's a better connection with those two paragraphs, and especially it connects better back to the purpose of the writing. So if you look at your purpose here, you see this? Do you think these people deserve such high salaries? You want to make sure that your topic sentence is really answering that question, and it helps frame the purpose of your paragraphs. So then we get to this. Racism and ethnicity are one of the big problems prevailing in the European and American states. This is a fact. It doesn't really make any kind of an argument. And remember here, I'm going back to this question. I'm like, wait a minute. How do we go from deserving high salaries, how do we go from that idea to racism and ethnicity? To me, there is not a clear connection between that paragraph and then what we see here in the actual writing prompt. And again, here even you say the history of the successful people is fully backed with strong will, determination, and long-time hard work. Again, you're using words like is back. That's the simple present form of the verb. We use the simple present to basically talk about general truths or facts. Either case, it doesn't really make any argument. So you're kind of creating the wrong tone by the verbs that you're using. If you use things like should, they deserve high salaries, because that creates more of an argumentative tone, which is what you're trying to do. Now, in addition to some organizational problems that I've pointed out, you can also polish your essay a little bit more than you are. You have a few problems that you can probably work on there. And let me take a look at one of your paragraphs here. Okay, let's take a look here. So let's work on this paragraph for a little bit. So another reason these celebrities deserve the high salaries they get is due to their working hard over a long period of time. So I feel that that's a little bit wordy. Here you want to say Diesel's success and then say mostly depends on the motivation given to him by his mother. Diesel belongs to a poor family. And let's give you some better grammar here. What if you said this? And then we can do this. We'll cut this and say Diesel, whose mother is an astrologist, belongs to a poor family. Now you're showing a little bit more advanced grammar. Hollywood is one of the big film industries all over the world. In this instance, it is difficult to perform in front of those people who are on the top lines of the film industry. See, this idea here, I don't even see how this fits, really. It doesn't fit with the previous sentence. Your previous sentence is talking about his being in a poor family, but then from being in a poor family, you immediately move to Hollywood as a big film industry. To me, it doesn't even fit. I'm going to get rid of that. If you said this, as he grew up, Diesel had the dream to perform in the Hollywood industry. Now, if you say as he grew up, to me that connects better because he grew up in his family, right? So there's a connection between the previous sentence and then the one that we're using here. So the other thing that you put in there, it just didn't fit very well in your paragraph. So as he grew up, Diesel had the dream to perform in the Hollywood industry, but not too much wealth or resources. See, I'm not even quite sure what you're trying to say there. You're trying to say that he did not have a lot of money or sources or people to help him. So it's just unclear what you're trying to say there. After reviewing the life of Diesel, I'm going to say, I have come to know that Diesel started his film career, I'm going to say here, at a very early age by performing in the school drama shows in the theaters of New York City. In order to meet the daily needs of life, Diesel used to fight in the boxing clubs in his early age. Because your idea in the beginning is this idea of working hard, right? So we'll say here, I'm going to repeat that word in your topic sentence. By fighting in the boxing clubs in his, I'm going to say, at a very early age. But even then, you're not even really making the whole connection. So then you say something like, through his hard work, Diesel was able to achieve movie stardom. And then maybe say, and therefore he should be paid the millions of dollars he makes now. Something like that. You see what I'm saying there? So sometimes when you're putting all your paragraphs together, either your topic sentences aren't framed clearly according to the writing prompt, or some of the examples that you're using or the sentences you use in the paragraph, they don't always tie together very well. All right, so now let's take a look at the rubric so I can give you a score. On this one, I'm going to put you in the 3 range here. So sometimes you have unity, progression, and coherence, although, however, sometimes it's difficult to understand the connection of your ideas. As I pointed out, even in that one paragraph, I deleted a sentence that didn't fit very well. And then in the paragraph after that, it didn't really tie back to your thesis. So you can improve your organization. Now you also have some problems with sentence formation and word choice that sometimes makes your meaning and ideas unclear. So I'm going to give you a score here of 3.0 out of 5 or 20 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Alright, so to improve here, I'd like to have you take a look at it's a speaking / writing lesson, but go to the speaking part of my course and check out speaking lesson number 7. I think that will be important for you right now in terms of organizing your ideas.